Wednesday, Woke Wednesday, Woke Wednesday. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Woke Wednesday. Woo! Anybody back there? Woo! All right. All right, as you can see, Woke Wednesday looks a little different this time because it's ladies' night.
Hey.
And I'm feeling right. Okay. So we have two lovely guests with us. Don't be talking about my singing, y'all.
My name is La.Tone. I am an artist and also other things. And also have an album coming out next month too, just to let y'all know that.
Look out for
Turn
it.
up. And I am Ari Quinn. I am an artist as well. I sing, I rap, so I guess I'm a recording artist. Yeah, turn up. I just had an album drop on September 3rd called Fatal Attraction. Y'all should check it out.
I actually did check it out.
Some fire.
And it's your girl Kai, aka Wavy. Make sure you catch that. And again, welcome to Woke Wednesday. So, I'm gonna start with my hot topics. First things first, who stole Kelly? Do y'all know who stole Kelly?
She stole herself because they just found her.
Do y'all know what I don't know much about it. I did see it. What happened? Where is she missing? She found. She had COVID.
So they said that she had COVID. She had checked into the hospital and she had her families like coming to visit her for the past like 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they got word that she got discharged and then they just didn't know where she was.
Okay, so
She's at an undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location.
Her man don't even know it's G14
Which
classified.
is weird. Like your kids and your man don't know where you are at all. And then you just come up and now it's like, oh, now she's resting in the disclosed location. Yeah, like that's
she
crazy.
is not back in the hospital.
No.
Okay, well, we hope you okay, Kelly.
Conspiracy.
All right, so my next topic, I don't know if y'all seen this, but Derek Chauvin, y'all know the one who kneeled on the neck. He's trying to appeal his conviction and his sentence. Did y'all see that?
I saw that. I think it was something along the lines of he said that the judge was too not like too harsh, but like took advantage of their power or whatever. And I was just like, that's crazy, bro.
The judge
you literally
was just kneeling on his neck. That's
right. Hey, he did to you what you did to that man.
See what you did there. Y'all see what you did there?
For real, like,
I like that was smooth.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting that he even felt like he could do that. Like, let's put the paperwork in. Let's
we all
do
know
that.
what that
He was
is
like, he
about.
didn't take into consideration this.
We know
Did
what
you
that-
take into consideration any of those things when you was kneeling on that man's neck?
Right. Like, you don't even have no say. Just shut up. just you
shut
locked
up.
up. Just zip it.
Yeah, people got some nerve. Okay, so last but not least on the hot topics list, since we are ladies and it's ladies' night, we have to talk about how Queen Bee penned her letter for her 40th birthday. Did y'all see that?
I saw it. I didn't read it.
I don't think I saw that.
I did read it, but what did stick out to me the most is that she turned 40. She was saying how 40 is the best she's ever felt. That's very interesting because 40 is supposed to be old.
Right. Supposedly.
And I'm learning a lot as I'm only 27. 27 is not really what we think it is. And they say 40 is the new 20.
Right.
And so she's like, yeah, 40 is the best I've ever felt. Anybody who told us that 40 is you supposed to be old and this, that, and third, she's like, they lied to you. And I just thought that was interesting.
Because she found that CBD last year. Last tour.
Ooh.
Gotta relax.
She found the what?
You didn't see that?
Oh.
Oh my
wait,
God.
I think I
Yeah,
saw
so it was a whole thing that they put on, I think they even put it on the Shade Room or something like that, where it was just different. It was the On the Run tour, I believe. And she's actually wants to turn acres in her yard that she wants to turn into to grow CBD and stuff like that to make products out of it. But like you literally watch those videos and she looks smacked in all these videos. Like I'm gonna send it to y'all. Let me find
Okay,
it.
B, we gotta come to the CBD ranch.
You're right. I mean, look.
CBD.
She's out there dancing like.
She was feeling good.
But yeah, I did want to shout her out. Happy birthday, B.
Happy birthday.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop into our topic for today. Black women. We're going to talk about some of the issues that we face. I just chose some random ones. So I chose working/corporate and love and just us in society. None of us are in corporate, but I don't know if you guys ever worked in corporate before.
I think so.
So the place that I work at is it's like an operations center. I'm dealing with like training folks and stuff like that on how to do how to do their job, basically training people how to do their jobs. So in a ways, I deal with corporate because I got to do people's like human resources stuff too sometimes too. In that aspect of things, I really do feel like people don't take us as seriously as they should. I even had other Black females be in my class that I'm training. I have people online where I'm training them online, and it's the same session, but I'm talking to everybody, and these two are down here talking while I'm talking and teaching to other people. And then when it's time to come and take the exam, oh, I didn't learn this. You didn't learn this because you was bumping your gums. You weren't paying attention. You're having to like retake tests and stuff like that. And then they got an attitude. Like, girl came in my office and slammed the door in my face as I was walking out behind her after I told her she failed her exam. Hey, not my problem. I told you.
So do you feel like that's directly plays into you being a Black woman in the workplace?
Oh, I have an example of where I seen something happen where this white male at my job walked up to another white male on the floor in front of everybody and was like, "You talk about my team again and I'll beat your fucking ass." Said it in front of everybody, okay? Mm-hmm. I was talking to a white girl. I was actually venting to one of my coworkers. And now I am 5'2". I'm not a big girl, nothing like that, right? She is 5'9", and I'm talking to her, and they were like, "Oh, she was yelling at her in the hallway. She was threatening her, so on and so forth, to the point of where they wanted to write me up." And I was just venting to her, and they even pulled her. They pulled her in the office and asked her. And she was like, "No, she wasn't yelling at me or anything. She was just telling me a story." And they still wanted to take those actions afterwards. I like, my record at work is spotless, and then y'all want to, like, I get it. You want to tarnish it, cool, but do what you got to do. But like, it's crazy. Like, it's different. You can literally see the difference in how other folks are treated at my job, and I'm sure in any other ones as far as like Black women in general. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Well, I work from home now, so I don't know.
She's like, I'm
I don't know if they know
like.
if I'm Black or not, honestly, and I like to keep it that way, to be honest. Like, to the point where, like, you know, when you're applying for a job, I don't even answer the ethnicity part. Like, I don't even answer that because it doesn't make sense. Why are you asking me that? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't even matter, like, at all. But definitely, I've dealt with some crazy workplace things. I've actually I worked at a restaurant in Chapel Hill, and it was a Greek restaurant. This wasn't like too bad, but it kind of threw me off in a way. So usually this restaurant have a lot of like wealthy or, you know, white people come in, and they're having dinners. They got their suits on. You got doctors and all types of stuff coming to eat. I was bussing some tables, and it's the bar, and a couple of the tables were like really close, so there wasn't really enough space for me to walk through, and they were all like talking, and like they did not acknowledge me saying excuse me at all. Like, I'm trying to pass them, and they look at me and they're just like, so yeah, I'm like, and then there was another white guy comes up behind me, and he's like, "Yeah, sweetie, that's called white privilege." I was like,
look at this.
Okay, let me go.
I'm like, hey, look,
it's my time to go because. And then I told my boss. I kind of felt offended because this guy came up to me and said something about white privilege, and I just didn't know why he said that to me. And he was like, "Yeah, that's just how they are," kind of thing. And it's like, okay, I got you. I'll take note of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that's interesting because I work in the school system, so y'all know that's where we are. Unless you have like a principal that is of a different ethnicity or anything like that. The one that I work at, we Black, so I don't really have too many problems with the Black aspect, but it's always going to be a woman's thing. And we as women just don't get respected, and I just don't know what that is about, but it is a big prominent thing. And then I also am in modeling. If I'm modeling with like I did a show a few years ago. Before that I did the show, I didn't have my locks. And so everything was cool. They was able to style my hair the way that they wanted to style my hair. They were able to, dress me the way that they wanted to dress me. I came back a year later, I had locks. And the first thing they walked in and said, I said, "Oh, okay, so what are we going to do with that? We're going to comb it out or?"
Comb it out?
Right to my face. What are we going to do with that? We're going to comb it out or what are we going to do? I'm like, comb it out? It doesn't come out. What are you talking about? But they were serious. Like, it wasn't laughing. He was like, "I don't know how to do that."
Right.
And so they literally had to call around and find a Black girl that knew how to do locks. And she came and did my locks for the fashion show. And then after that, surprisingly, they raised the height on what it was to be a model for that. And I wasn't able to do it anymore. I know that was directly played into me being a Black person, me being a female at that. They had Black males there that had locks, but the Black female with locks, that was a problem. So I found a couple articles, and there was some things that I wanted to highlight. The first thing is Black women are significantly underrepresented in leadership roles. Do y'all agree?
I agree. I feel like it's changing slowly but surely, though.
Do you?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you start to see it more often that, some women are being respected. Some women are Black women are taking on these roles and being successful in them and actually being respected. But I definitely do agree about that, too.
Yeah, and I do think that, again, they were talking about more corporate business life where it's really like you don't see many Black women, especially those management roles and stuff like that. So it says, but Black women are less likely to be promoted to manager, and their representation dwindles from there. So if you do have a Black woman that is in power, if she is a manager or CEO or anything like that, she's probably the only one in the whole firm. Do y'all think that we should do a better job at hiring other Black women?
I think so.
Yes.
I know one time I worked at a car dealership. One of my coworkers was talking about he wanted to open a car dealership. He's a Black male, right? So my first name is ethnic, right? So it's Leticia. It's got a whole bunch of letters in it. It's got 8 letters, right? So it's like, and homie was like, if I would have seen that on your application, I wouldn't have hired you, because I wouldn't hire nobody with a name like that, because he was like, what is that? I would have figured you were some hood chick or whatever. And it's the assumptions that are made off of what your name is. And I always know that they said, don't assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
That's what it says.
That's how you spell it.
That's crazy that they said it to your face. And it's like, we really deal with this stuff on a daily basis. And I guess Black males do too, because if your name is like Deshaun,
Yeah.
Right.
you probably not, I'm sorry, is your name Deshaun? If your name is Deshaun or something, your application is probably getting thrown out too. Let's talk about the angry Black woman in the workplace.
Well, that was me. Clearly in the hallway.
Well, I think that is just, how do I say it? The angry Black woman, I think that's just a woman that's pushed to a point at us in the workplace. First of all, let's not pinpoint it to be Black women. Like, everybody's angry. We got Karens. Look at you. Do y'all see how these Karens be in grocery stores and all this? What happened? Where's the angry white woman? Like, where's that? We didn't have so many videos of these women really throwing a fit, like assaulting people, like
Spitting
going
on
crazy,
people,
spitting,
coughing in their
throwing
faces.
stuff, like all types of stuff. But there's no angry white woman. You wouldn't say that.
We
You know
gotta
what I'm saying?
call it something else, because it says on it. It's like
Right. And-
AWW, angry white woman.
But like I was saying though, like I think a Black woman is pushed to a point of being angry though, because like I know a lot of Black women that are like humble, that can take a lot, that deals with a lot, and still stays the same. So it's just being provoked to that point.
Let me play devil's advocate. Do y'all think there are some angry Black women?
Yes.
Yeah,
That Black women play on that
Oh,
angry Black woman's card?
most definitely.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, 'cause I agree with you that
100%
in most
wholeheartedly, yeah.
cases, that's what it is. We've been pushed to that point. And even then, y'all just take something that is not angry, and because we are Black women, slap the angry.
It's
thing
like
up,
once
the angry
once
Black
we
woman
start
thing on
to speak our mind or say
Absolutely.
something or
Express
actually
ourselves.
right without backing down, it's like, oh, you're angry. Why are you getting loud? It's
No,
like,
I'm passionate.
Right, I'm just passionate, and you're trying to belittle me, and it's not happening.
Tyler Perry said,
Don't
I'm
get-
mad as hell.
Don't get angry until they say you're angry. It's like somebody say, "Oh, I know you're mad." No, I'm not. And then they keep
not
telling you
mad.
that I'm not mad. I'm not angry.
Right.
And keep on though.
Right. But you're pressed.
And you pressing my buttons.
And you press them up. Have you ever worked in a workplace where you were the only Black woman? Or you were like maybe one of two?
I think it's only like, it's a couple. It's maybe like 3 of us at my job now, honestly and truly. My job is male dominated, just predominantly a white area. We deal with the law and all that stuff too, so we deal with police and stuff like that, because we deal with accidents. With people who speak in Ebonics and stuff like that, as people say, or have that it's just where they grew up or where they're from, and they have that hardness to them when they talk, like that. It's like frowned upon in our establishment, I guess.
Do y'all feel like the 3 of y'all at your workplace, do y'all feel like y'all have to be the voice for the Black people or Black women?
Well, honestly and truly, not everybody gets along, the 3 of us, because everybody's so stuck in their way, or they're like, oh, well, you are in this position and I'm here as this, and it's just like, But you want to do what I'm doing, you have to do what I did. Well, not even do what I did, but you have to be present at work. You have to be able to stand in and do the stuff. So you can't sit here and expect somebody to hand anything to you. Especially being a black woman in America at all. You're not going to get handed anything. Even if you've gone through stuff. If you've gone through shit or whatever, people don't give a fuck. No. Excuse my French, but they do not care. It's like you really have to put the work in. You have to put the time in because you're not getting nothing for free. Not here. Especially, I know y'all see what's going on in Texas with the people coming in from Haiti and they using whips and stuff like that at the border.
I've seen that. That's sad.
That is sad.
You're not getting nothing here.
Absolutely. Especially when they are doing the whole Afghanistan thing, but they're still bringing people.
I said that exact same thing today. Y'all flew planes of people here.
Literally.
Planes, cargo planes of people here, even to Raleigh, North Carolina. And you're not letting people cross the border. And I felt the same way with the whole Hispanic thing too. Like when people were migrating, like that's crazy. This is the land of the free, the home of the brave. And y'all are literally whipping people and detaining them at the border.
Literally. I watched some lady walking with her child. She was a Hispanic lady. They drove next to her, walking her back while she was holding her child. Like, they didn't even let her get in the car to drive her back across the border. They made her walk with her child the whole way back. That literally pissed me off. Like, that really pissed me off. Like, it's no way. It's just unacceptable, to be honest. It's really hard to process that, like, people are really like that. You know what I mean? Like, especially our country itself, like, that we stay in.
I saw a meme today. It was like, white people can see aliens, ghosts, all this other stuff. Listen, a whole bunch of things, but can't see white privilege, can't see racism, and can't see, come on, what is the other word? Oppression. And I was just like, ain't that about it?
It's true. It's true. So let's do love. Are you guys in a relationship?
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes.
So my question, do you guys believe that black women have it harder than other races when it comes to dating? Why or why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I don't know. You have to be a black woman to like understand it. To be honest, like I've had before getting older, like I've had a lot of hard time trying to find someone that actually respects black women for who they are. Like for some reason, it's always guys that want to be with you but want to change you or want you to look a certain way or don't like you naturally. You know what I mean? Like
especially nowadays. I think back when we were younger and even then music videos and stuff look way different than
regular people.
They look like regular people. Now you got the butt injections
the hornet butts, the bubble lips, like and even like the people wanting to look like Instagram models or wanting the females to look like Instagram models all the time. I have a friend, one of my homies, who was dealing with this girl, and he told the girl he did not want to have sex with her that night because she didn't look like she did on Instagram because she had taken her makeup off. She wasn't feeling well and had took her makeup off. And I was like, bro, you're superficial. And then there was another instance where another girl, he wouldn't have sex with her if she didn't have her hair done. And I'm just like, who do you think you are, man? Like,
right. Like any other race could put their hair up in their natural state
and that's fine.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if a black girl, just like with Monique in these bonnet situation, it's like, so what if they walking out with a bonnet?
Hey, let them.
So what? Why does that bother you? Why does this one girl have to represent all black women?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mind your business.
Right. Mind your business.
What they got going on that day? Mind your business.
Like Kevin Hart said.
Mind your business. Question: are you guys open to interracial dating?
I would give it a try if I was somebody that
I was. Honestly, I was. Am I now? Not so much. But I used to be. But honestly, it's no other. I can't be with anybody that's not black. Honestly, like I just feel like they wouldn't understand. Like being with a white man. Honestly, we live in two different worlds. Honestly, like. I don't feel like it will work, kind of, you know.
I have like a mixed family, so it's kind of like I could be open to it. Like my biological dad, he's got my siblings. Two of my siblings are by a white woman, and then my uncle, my favorite aunt, my Aunt Christy, she's white. Like so, I mean, it's like I can see it. I mean, it doesn't mean that it has to be a white person that I date or whatever. It could be, but it's like really all I want is somebody that loves me for who I am versus just wanting to be up under me because she got the bomb cootie cat or whatever as Negroes say.
Just fetishizing,
exactly.
fetishizing
Or
black
exactly.
women, you know what I'm saying? Like,
As I actually seen a girl's profile was like, I'm not here for your black girl fetish. And I was like, oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I seen a girl said she was married to her white husband for like 7 years, and she was with him for 13, and he would make remarks on her body just because like of it looking different, like maybe the color of her areolas or like different, because black women have hyperpigmentation,
we
different skin color.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'll make
Everything can't be
comments on
pink.
it, not knowing. He wouldn't do it maliciously, but he'll make comments not knowing that it's like, okay, you're making your wife feel weird. Then all of his family would go in her face and tell her like, yeah, his grandfather's super racist, but you're the only black girl that he likes, or you're the only black person he likes. I was like, and you stayed? You stayed? Oh, that was a compliment? Oh, thanks, grandpa.
Gee wilkes.
Thanks.
So do y'all feel seen or heard or appreciated by black men?
No, I don't.
I feel seen, heard, and appreciated by my black man. I don't know if I...
That's right, by yours, yes.
But you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like, it's not all black men, definitely, but I know the ones that I have, here's...
So like out of the ratio of men that you've came in contact with, or maybe they've tried to talk to you, or you try to shoot your shot, versus the ones that have made it far, that you have made a relationship with?
I don't know. I think black men certain black men have a mindset as well that they sometimes they can't really even respect their own women in a way. I don't know, it's just different. Like they'll treat their black women as sex objects just like the next person, or they won't take up for the black woman like they would take up for the white woman, or you know what I'm saying, or the Hispanic girl, the spicy Latino over the angry black woman. You know what I mean? Like how can a Latino be spicy and we gotta be angry? You know what I'm saying?
They get the crazy
like,
too
the
sometimes.
exotic,
Like, oh, I like my
Yeah.
crazy
Black women,
Spanish
but they're not
girlfriend, and it's like, but we gotta be angry. Well, we gotta be angry.
Have y'all ever talked to like a black man about that?
No.
One, no? Do y'all feel like y'all wouldn't be heard, or y'all just like, I ain't got time for that?
They ain't got time.
Yeah, I feel like I get a little
They mama
irritated.
should have taught
Hope
them
y'all
that.
out there listening. Hope y'all out there listening. All right. All right, last but not least, we got society. So in society in general, y'all know, we are normally the S on the chest. Y'all know we've been holding it down since Hold It Down became a thing. We've been back there. You see the pictures, the black and white photos of the police, and we up in their
holding
face.
it
You
down,
know,
right.
we always hold it down. My question is, do you guys feel like black women have a role in society? And if so, what do you describe it
Yes,
as?
I think black women play a big role in society, but they just don't get the recognition for it. You know what I mean? Like they just, I don't know. Black women are amazing, man. They create, they inspire, and they start trends. All these things that they just don't get the recognition that
We're
they
vigilantes.
need.
We're like Batman.
Right.
We're the heroes that the city needs, but not who they want.
Exactly.
Ooh.
This is exactly.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So have you as a black woman been stereotyped as too emotional or too independent for a man?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that conversation, like I can't be with you because you're too...
I would say I made myself that way because, like we said, dealing with the men before, when you're just dating and things, you get a lot of men that are like
Intimidated.
intimidated, or they make you feel like you need them or something. You got to tell them like, look, I've been doing this before you, and I'm gonna do it after you. Sometimes they feel like they can just run you when you get with them, and it's like, no, you gotta be independent. Cause then, or if you end up being dependent with a guy and he ends up shitting you over, you know what I mean? Like, and you end up in a bad place because you let that man take control. You know what I'm saying? So at certain parts where you feel like you have to be independent.
And I think that guys make dependency and submissiveness intertwine.
Right.
They don't at all.
I try to make sure that I make it so that you're going to need me before I need you, because I don't want to depend on nobody at the end of the day. Like I seen growing up, like how my mom depended on my dad or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to be that person. I want to be standing on my own, doing stuff for myself, and I don't want to rely on nobody, because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. You came in this world alone, you're going to die alone, so it's like...
Like I said, black women in history known to hold it down, get it done, show up. Do you think we are still expected to do that, or do y'all think that we need to start changing the narrative, or are we starting to change the narrative in society? Or do y'all think we just take that? We just take that S on the chest and we just do what we gotta do?
I think we do just take it, to be honest. I think we do.
take it?
I think it's also changing though. Like, I mean, it's a big world. It's a lot of things going on. I think it's changing, but we also still hold that S on our chest, because that's just in our nature. Anything from that's happened before, from years, the things that black women has dealt with, we still deal with it today, and we still deal with it the same way, in a way. You know what I'm saying? put our capes on and go about the day like how we supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, is there any strong black women y'all like to shout out?
Yeah, we're gonna shout out the
Not the
moms.
MF and mother.
We're gonna shout out the moms, my
women.
mom, your mom, anybody black mama
Heck
here
yeah.
is a strong black woman,
It's
regardless of
heck
circumstances.
yeah, it's a lot of low key. It's like really like a lot of strong women around, but you just never know what their strengths are. So it might be people that are strong in areas that you don't even know. So it's like honestly and truly, just shout out black women in general.
Black women in general.
There are we put our team on the back.
Right, and I think black women are the main one that have each other's backs at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know? Not saying that black men don't either, but
Right.
for the main part, we do have each other's backs. You know,
Especially when it comes to each other's backs.
Exactly.
If
Big
it's somebody
facts.
else's back.
Right.
Big facts.
Yes, you got something to say, baby?
Okay, so I know that we're black women are all about independence and really finding themselves, but could it be that sometimes we're a little too strong? Like that our independence, because hyper independence stems from childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're so hyper independent, we're like, oh, I got this by myself, I can do this by myself, this by myself. Sometimes we pass up, like, I understand what you were saying, but sometimes we pass up a good man because we're super independent. And that's where submission comes in at. And a black woman that's submissive is sometimes like,
But then that's when it.
oxymoron sometimes.
That's when it comes up to the guy too. Like it comes up. It depends on the guy, what he can handle, what he can handle, what he chooses to handle and deal with the black woman.
Should be okay. I get that, but because y'all, I got a lot of brothers. But do we give this guy who we are, or are we giving him the hurt that someone else made us feel?
It's definitely a defense mechanism.
So that's hyper independent. So it could be like he could be the strongest, the smartest, the bravest, but he's not who you want him to be because it's not in the package that you thought it was in. But we don't push him or help him become a better person. We just feel like I'm done with that. So I feel like sometimes I love black women and I love us all. I think we're beautiful. I think we're smart. I think we're intelligent. I think that we are God's greatest gift to the world. But I feel as if we push men and people away because of the trauma that our mothers face, that our sisters face, that we face. So sometimes it's okay to be strong, but it's a thing to be too strong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like and that comes from that comes from a lot of just like you said, trauma and dealing with certain things, with black women dealing with, relationships that don't work, them having to go through that and having to build themselves back up alone after something that's tragic happened to them, and that's kind of where it comes from. And then it's also kind of sad because those are the same women that don't know that they're pushing away a good man and don't know that they're projecting their own trauma onto somebody else. Mentally, they really just don't know that, you know what I mean? So that's something else that's sad too, that some women don't realize that and don't know that they need help. And then, mentally.
Right.
And then also, so into what you were saying too, because some of these men are not prepared to even handle that at all. Like they're like, you have this strong female, and then you have a male who's interested in them. And it's not that she's being hard on them or anything. It's just asking for simple things. Hey, communication, just like small stuff, And it's just like pulling teeth, and it's complicated, so it just makes the whole situation worse. So it's like if you're not prepared, honestly and truly, for relationships, I feel like if you're not honestly prepared or ready for a relationship, you shouldn't enter into one that you're not ready for. If you're not willing to take the person for who they are, then that's not something you need to venture into. So if you can't handle a strong woman, and if she can't handle a weak man, then that's what it is. Or overly aggressive male, and then you got a strong woman, and you know how people be butting heads and stuff like that. So it really plays off of, I guess, what they're ready for and what they're willing to accept and what they're not willing to accept, and knowing your boundaries and things like that too.
I think knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them.
Hey.
You can be a strong black woman and you can be super independent, and you don't have to take their independence away. But if a strong black man comes to you and he's making sense, fold it. Fold it.
That's the thing, we don't like to fold.
We don't like to fold.
I hate folding clothes.
I can admit that because I'm always, at work, I'm always on top. I have to be everything has to work out. So in my life, sometimes it's hard. Like even with my partners or whatever, it's hard to fold because I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. Like, but I think that we as Black women have to realize and recognize that there are good men out here, and as much as we want them to stop giving us the angry Black woman title, we gotta stop actually being angry. Like we got.
Also, when it comes to the men too, being willing to deal with a certain man too, because there are men that go through trauma and project off trauma a certain way as well, and he has to find that woman to understand that.
They're taught to early not to cry. They're taught early not to feel like they're taught early on. Like I know a lot of my little cousins and stuff, and they'll, like when they start crying, their parents go,
Man up,
man up, especially their fathers. Like, but we should create a space for Black men where it's okay if you cry. I'm here for you.
Right.
Because that's nasty.
It's okay to feel.
But it's okay to cry. It's okay to be vulnerable. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Well, we can go ahead and wrap up our very first ladies' night. I want to thank you guys
You're welcome.
so
Yay,
much
thank
for
you.
coming
Ladies'
and talking
night.
with me.
Thank you.
We got to do this again. We have to do this again. Make sure y'all check us out on the next Woke Wednesday.
Hey. About to throw the W
That
by
was
one
nice.
side. No, I'm just kidding.